for a limited time, $1 gets you full access to all the automotive industry news and content CBTnews.com has to offer. CBT News. Subscribe today. Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's Chris Riggins with today's top stories.
Thanks, Bridget. Kicking off our newscast, monthly data from Cox Automotive suggests cars have become cheaper thanks to wage growth and incentives. New vehicles became more affordable through April, with the average monthly payment falling to $766, the lowest number since October 2022. However, consumers are still spending substantially more on their car purchases than they were last year. Cox Automotive chief economist Jonathan Smoke attributes the nation's affordability issues to interest rate hikes, which, quote, have limited who can buy vehicles to mostly high-income, high-credit score buyers. Up next, the Delaware Supreme Court has reversed a 2022 decision preventing Tesla from selling its products directly to consumers. The EV brand's dealer license application was twice denied on the basis of the state's Franchise Act, which Department of Motor Vehicles officials have said prohibited manufacturers from competing with retail franchisees. However, in its new ruling, the court determined that Tesla did not meet the state's definition of a manufacturer and was therefore not subject to the law. Stellantis will recall more than 132,000 vehicles after discovering a potential fire hazard in certain models. According to the automaker's report, a faulty power liftgate module in 2014 and 2016 Jeep Cherokee SUVs can catch fire due to an electrical short even when the car is powered off. The brand is urging owners to keep their vehicles parked outside and away from buildings to mitigate the risk of fire damage. And lastly, a federal appeals court has denied Tesla Elon Musk's challenge to a settlement requiring him to run his social media post by a lawyer before posting on Twitter. The Securities and Exchange Commission placed the restriction after a 2018 tweet in which the entrepreneur falsely said funds to take the company private had been, quote, secured. Musk has since argued that the SEC violated his right to free speech. However, the court determined that his First Amendment protections were waived when he voluntarily agreed to the rule. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is Katrina Ness and Cole Briggs, student chairs for the Northwood University International Auto Show. We'll be right back.
Delivering the news dealers count on for 10 years. Subscribe today and join thousands of other automotive professionals. CBT News, 10 years strong.
Northwood University students are gearing up for the 60th annual Northwood University International Auto Show, the largest outdoor new car auto show organized entirely by students. On this episode of Inside Automotive, we're pleased to be joined by students Katrina Ness, Public Relations Chair for the Auto Show, and General Chair Cole Briggs. Check it out.
Now I know, Cole, there's going to be some EVs at this show.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself driving an EV in the future?
Yeah, so that's a good question. It's kind of something that if you wanted to avoid, it's a little hard to avoid because it's slowly, you could say taking over, but it's slowly becoming a bigger and brighter thing. So for me personally, it really depends. I see more of an EV car being for people that are either close to their job or their home or not traveling a whole lot.
Okay. And why is that? Why do you see it that way?
And the reason I see it that way is right now, I don't think there's enough charging locations for people to go on long distance trips. Now I've heard of different stories where it's been harder for people. Now, if there was more of an increase in the infrastructure to uphold it, I could definitely see that being a possibility in the future.
Okay. And how about you, Katrina? Do you see yourself driving an EV?
I could see myself driving an EV, but like Cole was saying, it really depends on the circumstance. So if I'm taking a long distance trip, it might not be the most beneficial or productive choice of transportation. But we were talking about this earlier, and I really think EVs would be good for delivery vehicles and vehicles that have like certain rotations that they go to when they know that they can charge. So we were talking about that could be a really beneficial industry for electric vehicles.
All right, be sure to watch this interview in its entirety right here at CBTnews.com. That wraps up our show for today, but we invite you to join us back here again tomorrow morning for all the latest news and trends impacting the retail automotive industry. And be sure to follow us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content. Join the #1 most watched newscast in the automotive industry. CBT News. Subscribe today.